Welcome to this episode of our private equity podcast series. Today, we're going to be discussing a very important topic in the industry, which is responsible investing. The private equity industry has come under criticism in recent years regarding their investments in companies that contribute to environmental, social, and governance issues. However, the industry is changing, and many firms are now taking a more responsible and ethical approach to investing. In this podcast, we're going to explore how private equity firms can create value through responsible investing. We'll be discussing what responsible investing is, the benefits of this approach, and how firms can incorporate it into their investment strategy. Firstly, let's define responsible investing. It is an investment philosophy that considers environmental, social, and governance (ESG) factors when making investment decisions. Essentially, it is investing with a conscience, taking into account the impact of an investment on society and the planet. This can involve supporting companies that have sustainable business practices, avoiding companies that contribute to environmental damage, or engaging with companies to improve their ESG practices. Now, the question is, can responsible investing create value for private equity firms? The answer is yes. By investing in companies with sustainable and ethical practices, firms are not only creating social and environmental benefits, but they're also creating long-term value for their portfolios. These companies tend to have a lower risk profile, a loyal customer base, and are more likely to have strong and stable financial performance. Moreover, firms that adopt responsible investing are more likely to be successful in attracting partnerships with like-minded investors, particularly institutional investors such as pension funds, who are increasingly looking to invest in ESG-driven strategies. By creating a reputation for responsible investing, firms can build a strong brand and gain access to new sources of capital. So, what steps can private equity firms take to incorporate responsible investing into their investment strategies? Firstly, firms need to assess their current investments and identify any companies that do not align with their ESG values. They should then develop an engagement plan with these companies to encourage them to improve their ESG practices. This can include setting targets for reducing carbon emissions, increasing diversity in the workforce, and improving governance practices. Secondly, firms should look to invest in companies that have strong ESG credentials. This can be done by partnering with ESG specialists to identify suitable targets, conducting thorough due diligence on potential investments, and monitoring a company's ESG performance post-investment. Lastly, private equity firms should look to incorporate responsible investing into their investment decision-making process. This can be done by incorporating ESG factors into their investment criteria, and by developing a framework for evaluating the ESG impact of an investment. In conclusion, responsible investing is not only the right thing to do, but it makes business sense for private equity firms. By investing in companies that have sustainable and ethical practices, firms can create long-term value for their portfolios, attract new sources of capital, and build a strong brand reputation. Private equity firms have the power to make a positive impact on society and the planet, and responsible investing is a crucial step in achieving this. Thank you for listening to this episode of our private equity podcast series.